Alright, today we're going to finish up the Jack Daniels barrel top guitar. This is part 5 of the video series. We're going to start here by rewinding a humbucker coil. One of the coils I had from one of my prototype pickups needed to be rewound. We're going to go ahead and put this on my custom winding machine. And we'll wind about 500 turns and then we'll double check it, see what's actually happening on the coil. So this is my custom coil winding machine, and essentially it's a hand wind crank coil winder with a sewing machine motor and foot pedal. And what I do in one hand is I keep the tension of the wire, and on the other hand I control the speed of the wind. And this is definitely not as automated or as fast as some other guys, but I like the feel that I get on the wire, and I can check the coil. Takes a little bit longer, but I feel like I get a really high quality, reproducible coil the way I do that here. So we'll speed this up a little bit. We're going to do about 5,100 turns on this bobbin. That's sort of my magic number from what I've been playing with. Get a real clean, clear sound, and then let the amp do some of the breaking up. So 5127 on this one. And then for the bridge pickup, I've got this red fiberboard. I'm going to take my Sharpie and color it in here. And this is to sort of get it to look slightly aged. I didn't like the red, and I didn't want to spray it black. So we wound that. I didn't film that. We'll take this over to my ohm meter. And the bridge is about 6.2. I think I could have wound it a little bit more. And then the neck is about 7.5. Next, we'll set it up. So setting a bridge can be really difficult sometimes. And this is even more difficult because it's a Bigsby without a centered line. And I'm using this bridge, which the holes don't fit exactly. They left you room to play. Usually if I had a center line and it was all templated, I'd be done. Just screw the bridge in. I knew exactly where it would go, put it in. But since there's no center line, I really want to make sure that I got this right. So the trick that I use is I'll get some string and I'll line it up against the fretboard. I use some tack pins here, push pins. And it just approximately gives me where the string tension is going to be. So where the E's are. And then what I'll do is I'll take my bridge, and what I can do then is I did try to draw a center line here, which is where my starting point was. My first set point here is the neck pickup, and I get it parallel here, and then I can get this parallel, and then what I use is I get some green tape and just sort of line this up properly. So I've got this center screw running through the center line that I drew, and then as I take the twine, I got 2 tacks here on this back side as well. And what I'll do is I'll just line up the bridge with the center line that I drew and then the twine. And I know it doesn't have to be perfect, but it gives me a lot more accuracy across 3 points. So I've got the center line, low E and high E. And once I get it set, then I can drill the holes. So I've also got a line here going across that's 25.5, which is the scale that I'm using. So we'll get this lined up. And that looks about right. And what I can do, I don't have a whole lot of room here, so what I can do is move the bridge back slightly on this center line. That way it just needs to be turned ever so slightly. And I can just keep playing, and it's back and forth. What I'll do is I'll get a pencil, and then I'll get an awl, mark this, drill the bridge pickup cover, make sure that's set, and then I'll drill the post for the bridge here. Alright, here's the Jack Daniels barrel top guitar completed. Really happy with the way this one turned out. I've got the custom barrel top. I've got a barnwood back. I've got the aged oak sides. I've got the aged chrome hardware that really matches the vibe. For the Bigsby, I took a little bit of oil and dropped them in each loop point here so that the vibrato works pretty well. For the neck, I've got a rosewood neck from WD that I found sitting in my pile. And what I really like about the neck is it doesn't need a finish, and I'm not going to put a finish on the body. It doesn't need it. I've got the weathered barnwood back look. I've got the sides. I don't think the top needs anything. It's been soaking in whiskey and it's pretty weathered. I don't think it's going to do anything. So really happy with the pickups, most of all. That's why I really wanted to get tested. I know it was funny to use the Sharpie to sort of get the top of the bridge done, but it's got a nice looking vibe now. It doesn't look like it's perfect plastic. The bridge pickup is a little bit aged. This is one of my first pickups that I want, and it's a little bit beat up. So I think the vibe of the guitar is pretty cool. All the hardware looks really nice. So we'll give you a sound clip here. We'll start with the bridge at about half volume. Move to the neck. We'll go back to the bridge at full volume. And I'll go back to the neck at full volume. And in between you get that great sound. So I love the mix of the pure telly and the humbucker. So I'll play some riffs here at full volume. So that's the barrel top guitar, guys. Happy with the way it turned out. Just got a little bit more setup to do. But these are the types of guitars I'll be doing moving forward. Real high-end, custom work, one of a kind, real unique. You'll never see this somewhere else. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next vid.